Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rowan, the True Football Fan, with you guys once again today with an exciting video of me talking about my expectations for Arrow Season 3. Now, keep in mind, this entire video is going to be filled with spoilers upon spoilers from Season 1 and Season 2. So, I'm going to give you guys about 5 seconds for those who have not seen Arrow Season 1 and Season 2 to get the heck out of here. And if you want to go ahead and listen to spoilers, go ahead. That's on you, not me. Alright, so hopefully you guys are gone by now watching another video. And if you're not, here we go. Let's get right into it. Now, just like The Walking Dead, if you've seen my expectations for Walking Dead Season 5 video, I was not an OG fan. I wasn't the original Season 1, Episode 1 pilot episode fan. I got into the show as Season 2 ended. It was right around Season 2, Episode 18, and then I started getting into Arrow. I watched the first episode, and I was immediately intrigued. I knew of Green Arrow. I never gave the show a chance. I never really heard of it until November, December of 2013. So it's on Netflix, Season 1, and I'm like, man, let's try it out. Let's try it out. I like superheroes a lot. I wanted to see what came upon me, and I loved it. I loved the entire first season. I don't think there was one episode that sucked. Went into Season 2. They didn't have them on Netflix, so what did I do? I spent all my money to buy all 23 episodes of Arrow Season 2 on my PS4. So, obviously, I became a big fan of the show. I'm not a true OG fan, but man, what a great show Arrow is. There was not a single episode out of the 46 episodes, because they have 23 episodes in Season 1 and 23 episodes in Season 2. There are 46 episodes, and I was not disappointed by one. They were all great, all very well done episodes. Very, very good show. It's on the CW, too. It's not like a Fox or AMC, or it's not on the big channels. It's on a smaller channel, but it's very, very well done. Excuse my computer, by the way. I don't know why it keeps doing this. Anyways, moving on. I legitly finished Arrow Season 1 4 weeks ago, and then I finished Arrow Season 2 in 5 days. So that's a week in 5 days. That's 12 days. I mean, that was about 3 weeks ago. And then I told my sister and my dad and my other younger sister that they need to watch this show. At first, my youngest sister and my dad didn't give it a chance. They didn't want any part of it. They were like, oh, you keep being a nerd, blah, blah, blah. But my sister, being the kind sister that she is, I was like, you need to try this show. You need to try it. It might just be the best show on television. I told her to try it, and she immediately loved it. She finished 7 episodes in one night. So she immediately loved it. And I said, hey, listen, let's go talk to Dad. Let's go talk to our younger sister. Let's go see if we can get him involved. So I was like, you know what, Dad? I'm going to sit you down in front of the TV tonight, and we're going to watch Arrow. He's like, fine, I'll give it a chance, and if it sucks, I'm going to be pissed, whatever. Sat him down. As soon as he saw Moira, Oliver's mom, was like kind of like behind the whole trying to kill Robert Oliver thing, whatever, but she was kind of like a villain. He was like, next episode. Then the next episode finished in Season 1, and he's like, next one. And we finished about 7 episodes in a night as well. He immediately loved it, and so did my younger sister. I was like, wow, I can't believe I just got him into the show. And then what did I do? I rewatched Season 1 with my family. I mean, my dad and my 2 sisters. And then I rewatched Season 2 again with my dad and 2 sisters. I just finished Season 2 about 2 hours ago. I was going to make this video, have it fresh in my mind, what was going on at the end of Season 2. So I finished 69 episodes of Arrow in 3 weeks. 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. So, big fan, obviously. Love the show. I'm super excited. Stephen Amell is a great guy. If you guys have a Facebook and you're not following Stephen Amell on Facebook, go follow him. And Paul Blackthorne, who plays Officer Quentin Lance in Arrow. Go follow him as well. Great guys, awesome people. They're not like those stuck-up people that are constantly begging for this and that. They both give back to the fans, and they're great dudes. They're awesome. They're completely chill. Now, what do I expect from season 3? Deaths, action, villains. Where's Oliver and gonna go with his company, Slade, and whatnot? So, obviously, in each season so far, we've had a major death. You know what? Deaths can wait. Deaths can wait. Who's gonna be the villain in season 3? There are lots of theories here. There are lots of ways the show can go. Now, the last time I experienced the season 3, I usually get into shows right around season 3. I did that for Walking Dead. Usually when I start getting into shows, the show starts to go on a decline. Because season 3 of Walking Dead was pretty bad. But could Arrow season 3 suck? Possibly. Is it going to go towards a more emotional level, more dramatic type of take on it? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think the guys over at CW have an idea of what they're going to do with the character, and they're never going to make it like a long stretch of dramatic type of show, plot lines and storylines, and I don't think they're going to do that. Now, for it to be dramatic and action-packed like it has been, I think it's going to stay that way. It has to. The formula is obviously working. It's gaining fans every single day. And the fan base is just growing and growing, and Stephen Amell is just giving back to the people, so people are becoming bigger fans of him. And the show is growing, and I don't think they're going to change the formula at all. So what do I think they're going to do? I think that it's going to go back to the list. There are a lot of people on that list. Could it get repetitive? Yeah, but season 1, if they follow the same formula as season 1, it'll do just fine. I almost prefer season 1 over season 2, but after rewatching season 2 is pretty great. So I think they're going to go back to the list. There's still a lot of names on the list. There's a lot of drama at stake here. I mean, Oliver has no company. He's going to try and get it back. He's basically poor. Thea's off with Malcolm. We don't know what the heck's going on there. I'll have my theory on Thea later. Roy is upset because Thea broke up with him. Felicity kind of believes that Oliver likes her. Could, possibly, I don't know. Diggle has a kid, John. He has a kid with Lila. He has a son. He's a father. Or a daughter, we don't really know yet. Oliver has a kid, but he has no idea. What else? I mean, they still have to cope with the mom dying, and I believe that's... Oh, and instead of mainly focusing on the island for season 3, it's mainly going to be in Hong Kong, because as I rewatched season 2, I was like, how did Oliver really know Amanda? Because I never really paid attention the first time, but the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, now I see these little references of the island and Slade and whomever. So at the end of season 2, the very last clip is of Oliver waking up on this bed, and these Chinese people coming up and saying something in Chinese, and he walks out, and you see this girl in heels, and Amanda Waller standing there, and she's like, hello, Oliver, my name is Amanda Waller, and we have a lot of things to talk about. And he gets in the car, and she's like, welcome to Hong Kong, or whatever, and it pans up, and there's Hong Kong. Now, he's going back to the island. I don't know how he's going back to the island. We're going to figure out, obviously, but he's going back to the island. If you go back to season 1, and even in the little clips right before the show starts, it shows him with his beard, like the Green Arrow beard, you know, the authentic Green Arrow beard with the mustache and with the hood on, and so he's going back to the island. There's no need to worry that it's just going to be focused on Hong Kong. I think that would be a bad move by them, but if he stays in Hong Kong the whole season, that's totally cool. If he's going to go back to the island, no doubt in my mind. I don't know if it'll be this season. It might be season 4. I don't really know yet, but I'm very intrigued. I'm very interested in I'm very interested how Slade is going to work with Hong Kong, because we know he obviously isn't dead in the past. We know we're gonna figure out Argus and Oliver and Amanda's relationship and how it started to, shake it up a little bit. I'm really interested. This Hong Kong thing is gonna be very interesting. I think it's gonna be very pivotal. I think we're gonna see the League of Assassins show up every once in a while. I think Ra's al Ghul makes an appearance. Raz, however you want to say it. I think Ra's al Ghul is going to make an appearance in season 3 in the flashbacks, and then he's going to become the villain of present day Arrow. Now, I don't know. There's so many routes they could go here because they also. I don't know about Ra's then because if Sarah went back with the League of Assassins and basically passed on the Black Canary to Laurel, and her dad has a lot of internal bleeding, but he'll stay alive. Then it makes me rethink the whole Ra's thing because Ra's wouldn't have a reason to go attack anyone, but Ra's would be cool. Ra's would be really cool if they could find a storyline that would work. That would be great. I think Ra's would be an awesome villain as long as they did him correctly. But I think it'll be mainly focused on the list. So the show is just so compelling, and there's so many storylines. There's so many situations that they can dwell into. Will Sarah return? Yeah. Will we see her as Black Canary? Probably not. Do I think Laurel will be a Black Canary? I still haven't made up my mind. I really don't think she will. But if she does, is it gonna bother me? No. If she becomes Black Canary, it's whatever. I don't really care. And personally, I like the Oliver and Laurel relationship better than I do the Oliver Felicity, because I think if Oliver and Felicity were to end up, Felicity would become more of a damsel in distress. She can't really fend for herself. Unlike Laurel, Laurel can fight, and that's what leads me to believe she's gonna become Black Canary, like the true Black Canary, not like the Canary. So I just want it to be the first Wednesday of October already because the show is so freaking good. What other storylines do they have? They have the Supermax, which is a prison on the island where Oliver is holding Slade and where he's going to put all of his other enemies. And that has me interested because if Slade is the first one there, and that makes me think that he's going right back to the list because he's going to put basically his enemies there. He's not going to kill him anymore. He's going to bring him to the prison, the Argus prison, and they'll probably have. Who cares about the whole feeding thing? It's a damn TV show. Sorry about that. And then the whole flying a plane thing is the plane thing is going to be interesting because Felicity asks him right before the flashback that ends the season. She says, "All those years spent on island, how did you learn how to fly a plane?" Makes me think now he probably was trying to fly a plane out of Hong Kong, and he got crashed onto the island again. That's probably what it will be. Instead of a boat crash, it'll be a plane crash. It'd be kind of cheesy, but it's no big deal. Like I said, it's a damn TV show. So, what else? What else am I expecting? Ra's, villain, probably. Roy. Personally, I think they screwed up with Roy on the season finale. Didn't have the Mirakuru in him. And then all of a sudden he's super good at everything. He can still fight like a pro. I mean, yeah, he practiced a lot, and you saw it throughout the season. He practiced with the bow a few times, and during his free time, he did practice with the bow because it was under his bed. And then Thea found it, and that's why Thea left, because she was tired of being lied to. So, I think they screwed up with him on that episode. Where are they going to go with him? I think he's going to become a stronger character, because this past season was really, almost about Thea and Moira. And it showed a lot of development in the women characters. We saw a lot of development with Laurel. Laurel ended up becoming one of the best characters of the season. Thea, Moira, who eventually got killed off, and Felicity, Sarah. I think it's going to be really interesting. how they're going to deal with Roy, because I think Roy was a little underused towards the second half of season 2 compared to the very end of season 1 and the beginning half of season 2. So I think he's going to mainly be Red Arrow. A lot of people are theorizing that Roy is going to be Arsenal. I don't think so. I think he's going to stay Red Arrow. He's going to stay a sidekick, and that's the route they're going to go. I think that's the best thing to do at this point. And then the whole Thea Malcolm thing. Thea's going to be a villain. It's inevitable. We all thought Tommy was going to be a villain at the end of season 1, and he ended up getting killed off. Thea will probably end up becoming a villain, and she doesn't know that Oliver is the Arrow. Malcolm knows Oliver's the Arrow. Is he going to tell Thea? Likely. And she's obviously tired of being lied to. And if you didn't realize this already, which you should have, Thea was the only one that told the truth on the show. She was never someone to hide things from someone. As for a villain, will she be more of a sidekick or eyes and ears to Malcolm Merlyn? Probably. He's definitely going to train her. There's no doubt in my mind. As for a villain name, I don't really know. What will she specialize in? I don't know. But I think she's going to become a villain. She'll probably become more of a Lex Luthor-esque villain, where she kind of just runs things. And then they just bumped John Barrowman, who plays Black Archer Malcolm Merlyn. They bumped him to a season regular. So he's going to be on the show more, and that's great. I love John Barrowman as Malcolm Merlyn. It's amazing. So he's going to be a series regular. That's going to be interesting. So it's going to spend a lot of time focusing on Malcolm and Thea's relationship growing together. As for gaining the company back, it'll probably be done within the first 3 episodes. Not really keen on that, but it's his company. Are there going to be more villains within the city? Yeah, the list is endless. And I think it's definitely going to go back to the list. I think it might go back to a more dramatic-esque season 1 type of show. I don't think we're going to have one major big bad. We might have one flying under the radar for the season. A little Alderman Sebastian Blood type of thing, where he's kind of just like not a Slade Wilson, but he's his own type of villain. Will we see another Batman villain? Probably. I think because I think Deathstroke is more of a Flash villain, to be honest, or a Batman villain. People could get mad at me all they want, but I think he's more of a Batman villain. But he works well with Green Arrow. I don't know. You can't really tell. It's almost hard to theorize, because Stephen Amell posted on Facebook the other day that I keep forgetting how pumped I am for season 3. It's gonna be crazy. So it's gotta be crazy. Are they going to hybrid Flash and Arrow into multiple episodes? Because what I would like to see is Arrow having a tough time fighting a villain, and then the Flash coming up and saving him or something. That'd be really cool. I think the Barry Allen and Felicity relationship works a lot better. They complement each other really well. You saw that in the 2 episodes in season 2. And I really like the Laurel and Oliver relationship. It works a lot better. But will they introduce more superheroes instead of Red Arrow, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and the Flash? Likely. I think it's likely. And I have a theory, but I won't say it towards the end of the video. Now, I think I touched on all the points for my expectations and the routes and storylines that they could go. I mean, Oliver's kid, he doesn't know he has a kid. That'll probably be introduced at the end of the season. If his kid ends up being a villain, that'd be crazy cool, but his kid's only 7 years old, unless a few years have passed in the Arrow universe, the Arrowverse. John has a kid. We don't know if it's a son or daughter yet. It'll probably end up being a daughter. Probably. Because if Oliver's having a boy, which I'm expecting to be a boy, then I think it would complement to have a girl. I don't think there'll be 2 guys. As for major deaths, definitely won't be Oliver. Obviously, out of the question. He's the main character of the show. major deaths, the top of my list is Diggle. The top of my list is Diggle because Diggle is like the Bible of the show. He's the guy with the words of wisdom. He is the guy that helps Oliver when he's down. He's his right-hand man. And I think it would be a big blow to the show and a big blow to the characters within the show because he's the one that kind of holds them all together. And to lose him, it would be disappointing. I love the character, but I think he's going to die. I think once, I don't know, because he's having a kid again. Then again, he's having a kid. So, but I still think he might die. I still think he's within the top 3 candidates to die, to be killed off. 2 other characters that I think will lose their life. Not Malcolm, not Thea, not Oliver, not Laurel. Roy, not Felicity, and Walter, maybe, I don't know. Roy and John Diggle are at the top of that list because I think it'd be a big blow to the characters within the show. I would like to see Roy grow more, and it all depends on this. Once a character on a TV show starts getting more screen time and more attention, they end up being killed off. Because once I rewatched season 2, I noticed Moira was getting more and more attention once she got acquitted of all charges in the case for the mass murder of 503 people. Which is another subplot, by the way. Once Moira started getting more attention, she got killed off. Which was very, very dramatic, by the way. Once I saw that again, I was like, man, this is intense. So, big deaths, it's got to be Diggle or Roy or Walter. I mean, Walter wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's got to be, I think it might be Roy or Diggle. For sure. If not them, Thea. And then it'll be leave Oliver all by himself. But I don't think they'd kill off 2 queens in a row. Anyways, so big deaths, Roy or Diggle. The subplot would be the fact that Malcolm was the reason that Moira was let out of prison. Another subplot is that Thea doesn't know that Oliver is the Arrow, and that Malcolm does know that Oliver is the Arrow, and that Officer Lance, he is has a lot of internal bleeding. Dude got his ass kicked, straight up. Officer Lance got his ass kicked. I mean, this is brutally bad. I mean, he was hurt pretty damn bad. He was constantly getting beat up, whether it was by the League of Assassins or whether it was by the Mirakuru soldier. I mean, the dude got his ass kicked. So when it showed the bruises at first I was like, what's in his body? What's, causing him to have all this bleeding out of his mouth? And then I noticed it and realized that it was just internal bleeding. So he has a lot of internal bleeding. He's hurt really, really bad. It's a huge subplot. I think he's going to live. I don't think they'll kill him off either. If anyone gets killed off in the Lance family, it'll be Sarah. Because I think her character is done. Sorry, pardon my screen, by the way. I think her character is just done. Will we see her again? Like I said, maybe. But here's my theory. There is a 99% chance that it'll not even happen because it's crazy. But it would be the coolest thing. It's just to give you an idea in your head. I went to a comic book store recently to grab a few comics, and I was talking to him about Green Arrow. I was saying, I'm starting to get into Green Arrow again. What should I start with? What should I read? I ended up not finding one anyways because I wanted to start at a number 1. I wanted to read the Kevin Smith ones, but he didn't have the number 1. I said, I'm really getting into Green Arrow. I love how they introduced Flash. It was a great thing that they did. I'm excited for both shows starting up again in the fall. And he said, I really shouldn't be saying this. But the guy said, I really shouldn't be saying this. But I heard from a few sources, And he knows a lot of people. He's constantly getting comic books every day from a bunch of big names, he said. And I guess he's pretty close to a few of the people at WB and Marvel. He told me, he said, I really can't be telling a lot of people, but since you're a pretty big fan and you're really excited, I've been hearing from a few sources, few very reliable sources, that they're making Arrow and The Flash a part of the movie canon due to the huge fan feedback to season 2 and how in Grant Gustin as the Flash, and that it's getting good critic reviews right now, and that the feedback is so good that they're making them part of the movie canon, and those shows are becoming canon within the TV show. Now there are a few things that deny this, that trump this, is the fact that Stephen Amell came out and said that he never wants to work for a big Hollywood company. He's that type of guy. He's a great guy. I respect that. Do I think it? Do I believe it? I think I do. I'm sadly that gullible enough. But if they were to introduce Stephen Amell's Green Arrow and Grant Gustin's Flash into the Justice League, here's how it will be done. Ray Fisher was just cast unofficially, but 95% likely. Ray Fisher was just cast as Victor Stone / Cyborg. How did Victor Stone become Cyborg? Star Labs. And what combines Flash and Green Arrow, like almost single-handedly, I guess you could say, is Star Labs. Star Labs is referenced constantly. Star Labs is doing this. Star Labs is finding the cure for Mirakuru. Star Labs is doing this. Star Labs, Star Labs, Star Labs. All points lead back to Star Labs between Flash and Green Arrow to combine the shows. And if they were to introduce Arrow and Flash into the Justice League and make it a part of canon and put them in that Justice League film we've all been waiting for, Arrow will be going on and Victor Stone will be introduced into the Flash TV show. Victor Stone, Ray Fisher as Victor Stone, will show up as just Victor Stone in Star Labs. And it'll be just him midway through season 1 of The Flash. He becomes Cyborg at the end of season 1 of The Flash. Midway through season 1 of The Flash. Those Green Arrow, The Flash, and Cyborg team up as the three at the end of the season 1 finale of The Flash and the season 3 finale of Green Arrow. And then what happens is those three are doing the big battle or whatever. They just had the big death or whatever. And all of a sudden, you see Ben Affleck's Batman, Henry Cavill's Superman, and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman show up and say, hey, listen, we're recruiting you for the Justice League, blah, blah, blah. What stops this from happening is the fact that Justice League doesn't come out until after 2016, until after Batman v Superman. And Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is the start of the Justice League. Dawn of Justice, come on, it's obvious. So if it doesn't happen this year, it'll happen in 2016. In season 3. Okay, it'll be season 5 of Arrow that they get Green Arrow and the Flash and Cyborg, and it'll be in season 3 of the Flash. So, will Cyborg be introduced in the TV verse? I think so. That'd be awesome. And then they'll all come together at the end of Arrow season 5 and the Flash season 3. And then that'll be, because I think Justice League is being filmed back to back with Batman v Superman, and I think it would be perfect to do it that way. such great fan feedback for Stephen Amell's Arrow. Such great fan feedback and critical acclaim right now for Grant Gustin as the Flash. And Ray Fisher as Cyborg would be great to introduce him into the TV universe first if they're going to make it canon with the movies. Because Ray Fisher, he was a Broadway actor. Broadway. So he's not bad. But I'd like to see him introduced on TV first and then into the movie. Just the thought of it is making me geek out right now, and I need to stop. I need to stop because I'm a huge DC fan. I'm a huge Justice League fan. And to see those 6 on the screen at once would make me just collapse. I just fall over. And, who would be the 7th member of the Justice League? Aquaman. I don't think they're going to use Martian Manhunter. I really don't, because it'll be too laughable for the general movie-going audience. Not that Martian Manhunter is crazy. I'm not pulling a David Goyer here. Not that anything's wrong with David Goyer's comments. A few people came out and said, I believe it was even Kevin Smith that came out and said, yeah, Martian Manhunter is a goofy name. And it's true. It's Martian Manhunter. Yeah, it sounds kind of cool, but it's just a goofy name. And what Martian Manhunter does is pretty crazy, but I don't think it'll be Martian Manhunter. I don't think that the DC Cinematic Universe is going that direction with out-of-the-world type of things and human beings and stuff, besides Superman, Krypton, and Amazonians. Just let me have my moment. I think they're going to go more towards an Earth superhero, like Aquaman. I don't think it'll be Hawkman. I don't think it'll be Hawkgirl, although Emily Blunt is being rumored to be cast in the Batman v Superman movie, and if she is, I think it'll be Hawkgirl. So, damn, hurt my finger. So, that was my theory on the Justice League coming together. It probably won't happen. It'd be really cool if they did it that way, though. I think that'd be completely awesome. But I heard he said it from a few very reliable sources, a few people he knows, that Arrow and Flash are going to become canon. So, and they're going to combine the universes. Although WB came out and said that we're not connecting the universes, we're going to make it have their own TV universe, like a little Smallville over there, and we're going to have our big DC thing over here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you stay here for half an hour and an extra 2 minutes. It's a little longer than I wanted to go, but I had a lot to say. Had a lot of pauses in there. It's 2:30 in the morning. God, I didn't even realize it was 2:30 in the morning. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, go ahead and make that gray like button into a green like button. If you guys hated the video, go ahead and give it a red dislike. That's your opinion, not mine. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to keep updated with all things movie, TV, video games, comics, everything. Up-to-date news. I've got it for you guys. I've got a lot of free time on my hands before I go out and get a job. So why not entertain you guys with some great news, some great videos. I do this for you. This entertainment is for you, not for me. Take a lot of time and effort. I can only do this stuff at night because it's so loud at my house during the day. There's so many people. So yeah, I'm extremely tired. I'm going to go ahead and hit the hay. Go ahead and share this video with all your Arrow fans. And leave down in the comments below what your expectations are for Arrow Season 3. It's going to be a big season. It's going to be pivotal. It's going to be badass. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. What do you think? This is Roman. I hope you guys enjoyed the video once again. I kind of want to do a backflip right now before I go to bed. Peace.